is Jessie with Lakeville Liquors. I'm here in the Keokuk location with our special guest today, Scotch Ambassador Simon Brooking. He's going to tell us a little bit about Laphroaig and kind of walk us through a cocktail. So let's get started.
Excellent.
What makes Laphroaig great?
Well, Laphroaig is made on a tiny little island off the southwest coast of Scotland. We've been making it there legally since 1823. On the bottle it says established 1815. There's a few years of missing records there. But it is made by a handful of craftsmen and craftswomen, artisans who have been making whiskey the way they've been making whiskey for over 200 years there, with love and attention to detail, and really the old-fashioned way with a lot of blood, sweat and tears, and it is a single malt that really stands out in the crowd. Because we dry our barley over peat fires, and the peat gives it it's a very primal whiskey. It feels like we're standing around the fire when you're enjoying Laphroaig. Some folks feel like they're standing in the fire when they're drinking it, but but we encourage folks to try it in different ways, as a cocktail, or drink it the way you like it. That's the most important thing for us.
Well, which is your favorite Laphroaig release?
Well, I'm a huge fan of the Laphroaig 10-year. That's our biggest seller, and because I can find that pretty much everywhere. And I just love the dynamics of the taste experience. It's young and lively and robust, and as we're moving into the cooler seasons now, you need something to warm yourself up. Laphroaig's perfect for that.
Absolutely. Given that it's such an old company, how do you see it progressing in the next 5 to 10 years?
Well, we're producing the most important thing is that we produce our 10-year Laphroaig. That is the heart and soul of the brand. But there are variants that you see. We have a beautiful yearly bottling called Cartius, that means friendship, hospitality, that we do every year for the Islay Whiskey Festival. Islay is the island that we make our whiskey on. 3,200 people, 9 distilleries. It's also called the Happy Island.
Yeah, I can see why.
We make a lot of whiskey on the island, and every year we have a big festival during the summer, and we create new bottlings for the festival. And so those are yearly variations on the theme. Those are the new variants that come online for us.
Awesome. My favorite part of Laphroaig history is Bessie Williamson. Can you tell us a little bit about her?
Bessie's fantastic. She is a legend in the spirits industry. She had come to Islay on holiday one summer, and she got a job working at the distillery under Ian Hunter, who was a distillery manager for us, who really started putting Laphroaig on the map globally. He traveled to Sweden, he traveled to the United States, discovered bourbon barrels, and that's why we use bourbon barrels still today at Laphroaig. But Bessie got a job under Ian Hunter, and she had a chemistry degree from University of Glasgow, and Ian Hunter recognized her talent and her skill set, so he took her under his wing, he mentored her, he tutored her. She eventually became managing director in 1954, and she ran Laphroaig until the early 1970s. It is a male-dominated industry, but there's some key women in the history of Scotch who need to be recognized, and Bessie Williamson is one of them. She's the only female distillery manager in Scotland in the 20th century. And we have recognized her just recently with a bottling, the Bessie Williamson bottling,
oh, really?
Which is currently only available at travel retail duty-free, but it's a 25-year Laphroaig bottling that's fantastic.
I'm sure, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. What suggestions do you have for somebody getting into peated whiskey for the first time?
Well, we have a huge range. There is a range of style of peated whiskies. The 10-year is the big, bold, robust style, but Laphroaig Select, because we're using an array of casks, bourbon barrels as well as sherry casks, it's a little bit softer, sweeter. I call it my breakfast Laphroaig, and it is a little bit lighter in style. Sherry tends to cut the smoke, so I would recommend for folks who don't want as heavily smoky, peaty style Islay whiskey, try the ones that have been aged in sherry. Laphroaig Select is one. Bowmore is a little bit lighter, more central portion of the island. It uses more sherry casks. Bowmore 12-year, a little bit more citrus notes, and then we've also got the Bowmore 15, which is 12 years in bourbon and 3 years in sherry. And that's a little bit more of a fruit bomb and really delicious. But if you want the full peat, the big smoke, the 10-year, we've also got 10-year cask strength, and we've got, what we've got in our glass is Laphroaig Quarter Cask. I call it the wild child. It's a lively little whiskey, but you drink it the way you like it, either neat, on the rocks, splash of water. We're going to make a cocktail with it later. Don't have anybody tell you how to drink your whiskey. That's the most important thing.
With the holidays coming, do you have any suggestions about how to buy whiskey or whiskey-related gifts?
Absolutely. At Laphroaig, we have a program called the Friends of Laphroaig. Now, in every tube of Laphroaig, there is a brochure. This has history, tasting notes, but most importantly, there's a code. You put the code in on the Laphroaig website, and it entitles you to a square foot of land on the island of Islay. So you come to visit your plot, we're going to put you in a pair of welly boots like these, give you a flag from your country, shove you out into the field, and you go find your plot and stake your claim for your clan and your country. It's a great program.
That is cool.
Keeps you in touch with what's going on in the distillery, plus you get invitations from myself as brand ambassador the next time I'm up in the Minnesota area to come to various events. Plus when you go to visit your square foot of land, you claim your rent, which is a miniature of Laphroaig, and you can visit your land as often as you like. But it's just a great program, and if the economy tanks here, you got a place to live in Scotland.
Absolutely, one square foot at a time.
Yeah, you only technically get 1 square foot, so you can deed one to your dog or your goldfish or whatever. But it's just a great gift-giving opportunity. Not only do you get these amazing whiskies, but you get a piece of Scotland.
That is cool.